What's up, Hydra? What's up, Diddy? First, yeah, I guess you are. Here before that retard Anwar says shit another 100 times. Well, that do be his gimmick, so. Shit. Let's see. So, of course, I have to do more side quests to see if my Lily meter goes up, because it hasn't, so, yeah, that's pretty gay. It's a terrible gimmick? Well, I suppose it do be like that, right? Is this another can? That's what I thought. That is what I thought. He just speaks the language of his people. That do be true. He's just speaking Ebonics and shit. He can't help it. What's good, man? Yeah. What's good, man? Shit. Alright, now I want a mod fight in chat. Can we get a mod fight among my two Vinegars? Let's see. Oh. Yeah, I guess I gotta collect that stuff. Then again, actually there's Taboo. Go to the EDOS 7 Hall of Records. Alright. Bruh, NWA Gaming, what is with this slander that I see? NWA one last 5 minutes fighting with me? I guess we shall see, right? You two wanna go at it? I'd pay to see that. Let's see. And why you're retarded? Oh, that's terribly mean, Diddy. Do it more. Be more mean. Oh, yeah. Alright. Let's see. So I need to go to EDOS 7. Let's see. He should low tier god himself right now. Yeah, maybe. What's up, Balmon? Give someone else a piece of that oxygen. For real. At least I ain't gay, did he? Shit. Did he be railing him right now? That do be true. Saying shit 1,000 times and thinking it's funny is gay. Maybe Diddy be, only saying facts right now. I don't know. Well, this is definitely funny, I must say.
Lily, have you seen Adam? He was right here a minute ago. I'm sure he'll show up soon.
So I gotta go to EDOS 7 to,
Should we check the main body frame?
increase my meter. So, I gotta do some side quests.
You've been gathering a healthy amount of combat data. We can now
Which, of
distribute
course,
the body
EDOS
cells
7
right
doesn't
to
have
the
a
basic
map, which is
capabilities.
real nice.
It might add
At
some
least I don't
stress,
think it
but we could
does.
increase the socket count to equip an additional exospine.
I don't remember having one, at
That will
least.
be of great help during combat. Please get to this right away, Lily.
Yep. Oh, hold on. This might sting a little. Just need to separate this. There. Done.
Thank you, Lily.
Well, there we go, dude. Let's see. Well, I'm obviously not going to the orbit elevator yet.
Are you already prepared to leave?
Mm-hmm. Just finished.
And you, Lily?
We're going to be so close to the colony. It's just a lot for me to process.
Oh my god, wow, so many people are here. Hi all, hello R2.
To space anyway.
Increase your beater. Oh my god. What's up guys, NWAT Gaming here, man. And today we're gonna say shit and shit, that's right and shit. A lot of monkey business and them Diddy parties. Yeah, that do be true. I've been playing Nier Replicant after playing off Nier for like 10 years. Yeah, Nier Replicant is good, so yeah, definitely a good choice. It's a very good choice. It's a lot of autism and soy's chat, and it's only coming from you. Well, I don't know about that. I think everyone here is, honestly. Did you see the Simp Doomer Hour? No, I didn't. What did he do? Was that today? Probably not, but probably yesterday, I'm sure. Great. Now I gotta walk all the way over there. Adult Nier is badass from nice guy to edgy chud. Yeah, it's pretty, yeah, I should probably play the original Nier. I've played the remaster, but, you know, there's both versions in the US. It's just, I could probably get it on the PS3, because I do want to see, I do want to play it. Even though it's mostly the same game, but, you know, still, it'd be nice to play, I guess. You got railed by Sphere Hunter? Dang. I would pick Ricardo as insane takes over the supposed Egyptian prince. What do you mean, man? Are you disrespecting your king? But, you know, Ricardo is pretty funny, I gotta say. It was like 2 days ago, I think he was whining about how Kirsha ghosted him. Bruh. I don't know what he expected. Everyone warned him about that. And yet he's like, oh, whoa, dude. It's like, you know, his surprised Pikachu face. Like, yeah, everyone already told him. Everyone already told him what would happen, but, you know. He's mad that Kirsha ghosted him and went into a further rant about having no friends at all and all that. Well, don't make friends on the internet. You know, like, I would just say, like, you don't have friends on the internet, so, yeah, I would probably not do that. I don't know. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you don't really need a lot of friends anyway. I mean, you only really need, I guess, a girlfriend, but yeah, I don't really have any friends myself, and that's fine. So, internet friends, yeah, quote unquote. I mean, you never really know who someone is over the internet, so yeah, there's not really anything, any such thing as a friend on the internet. So, you meant Brother Nier as an adult? Oh, okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, he was pretty cool. No, when, you know, in his adult version, but the kid version of Brother Nier was kind of annoying, not gonna lie, but, you know, yeah. But the adult version is cool. He is no king, he is a primate? I guess so, he ain't a king. He says that he doesn't have a thing for her, but that whole Doomer proves otherwise. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Otherwise, he wouldn't have talked to her for like 4 hours, so yeah. Which, looking at her picture, I don't even know why you would, but whatever. We was doo-doo gaga and shit. True. Better to stay shut than devolve into iDubbbz. Yeah, pretty much. Just, like, don't make friends on the internet. You're gonna get your friends in real life, or you might not get any and whatever, you know? It's like... You know, most people these days, like, maybe not most people, but, like, a very big chunk of people these days don't actually have friends. You know, it's kind of something that's decreased over time. I'd just say that, you know, it's whatever. Like, you may find some, but, you know, I don't know. I don't really care that I don't have any. It's fine. Like, the only thing I want is a wife and kids at one point, or some shit, so. Having no friends and a lot of money. Being popular and broke as fuck. Yeah, that's the thing, so. You only really need a family anyway. You don't really need a ton of friends. Like, who cares, really, at the end of the day? You know? You kind of have to interact with the real world to actually make friends anyway, so, yeah, that's the thing, like, you know. Have you ever had decent friends that just aren't around now for whatever reason? I mean, I've had, like, friends, but it's always been circumstantial. I'm talking about, like, school and work and stuff, so that's the thing. It's always been, like, very circumstantial. So, I never kept any of the friends I had after high school, which is fine. You know, I was never, like, super close friends with anyone. But, you know, it's whatever. We missed the golden age of World of Warcraft. People got married off that thing. Yeah, I have heard of that. Personally becomes only becomes friends with you when you hang out with them IRL for a good while. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Being a friend is hard, bro. Yeah, definitely is. It's like finding that wife you want soy. Sometimes you'll shoot shots and miss, but you come back and keep shooting. Yeah, I mean, like, the only thing I really care about in life is having a wife and kids. I don't really care about having friends. Not really interested personally. So, you know, I have like maybe 2 friends left since becoming an adult, and yeah, that's like honestly 2 friends when you're an adult is quite a bit. A lot of people don't even have 1, which, you know, just having 1 is pretty good. Was it just a natural drift apart from the people you considered friends before? As I said, it was circumstantial. Like, you know, it's like, okay, once you leave those places, you know, do you really talk anymore? Not really, because that was a purely circumstantial type of relationship. And I never really hung out with anyone. That's why I say I never had close friends. So, yeah. Like, yeah, I had some, but never any close ones. Which, yeah. I've drifted apart from my friends after high school, so my only friend is this guy on the internet that I've known for 8 years. I mean, I guess so, you know. I guess that would be still a closer friend or whatever, but... You know. Yeah, true. That do be what we're doing right now. The internet, modern jobs, modern housing all destroy the avenues for maintaining real human relationships. The current state of friendships has only been around for 30 years. Yeah, I mean, there's not really a way you can maintain a friendship a lot of the times these days. That's why it's mostly, you know, a lot of older people. that have these close friends, because I mean, who are you really close with at the end of the day? So, shit. So that's why I say, like, I don't really care about making friends, because in all likelihood you'll just get screwed over at one point anyway. That's how it goes. So yeah, I don't really care much. Wait a minute. Oh, well, I suppose I'm supposed to go up here. Considering most people do want to have friends, even just one or two, what makes you able to handle having no friends? I've just never cared to. I mean, like, I'm social, I guess, but I don't really, how should I say it? Like, how do I say it? Like, you know, I don't really, I guess, like, you know, some people have a need for friends to function. I don't need people to function. I function fine on my own, so, you know, I've always been fine being alone. It's not really a big deal to me. You know. We was saying shit and shit, true. Diddy is so heckin' mean, dude. Yeah, well, he's gonna beat your ass. I have pretty severe social anxiety, so I don't really go out of my way to make friends. I mean, I guess I can understand that. I just, like, I don't have any social anxiety. I don't care to, really. Like, I don't wanna. Not that much. All I want is, you know, just a girlfriend and, you know, and some kids and shit. But yeah, that's really it. I only care about starting a family. I'm not interested in just these distractions. Although I guess I'm playing a distraction right now, right? But you know, if you know what I mean, then all you want is some post. I guess so. It's not necessarily, you know, that I, like, can get it. It's more so that, you know, I'm just waiting to find, the one, I guess the one, right? You know, the one everyone is looking for. So that, you know, that way you don't screw over your kids with a bad wife. But yeah. Wait, I already went this way. Oh my god. Bro. So. Ah, shit. Fucking foot is numb. What the hell, dude? It's getting on my nerves. Making friends has always been easy for me, but I'm older now and just don't care anymore. Yeah, like, for me, it's not even hard to make friends. I can make friends. In fact, a lot of people talk to me rather than me talking to them, which I've never really understood because I have the personality of a plank. But I just don't want to. A lot of the time. Let's see. Do you think you cut off those friends to spare yourself from the pain of the possible betrayal that could occur later? I mean, maybe that might be part of the reason, but also, you know, I don't know. A lot of it, like, I just don't care enough, I guess. Because, I mean, you know, like, I mean, what do people really, like, I don't know, dude. I mean, it seems a lot of people just use friendships to dump their problems onto people. Which, you know, I mean, it's fine every once in a while, but when it's constant, it's like, yeah. You know. I don't even know which way I'm going, which is not good. So I feel kind of retarded. I consider myself a failed normie doomer, so that's probably why I self-sabotage my relationships, friend, or potential GF candidates. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's probably a lot of it is self-sabotage. Like, I could, like, you know, just do all this shit. I don't care, really. Which, you know, maybe that's not a good thing at all, but, you know. Oh, shit. Well, damn, that's not good. But yeah, for me, it probably is a lot of self-sabotage. I would bet. DSP, well, shit, that do be true. It do be true. I don't even know which way I'm going. This area doesn't have a map for some reason. Like, I don't get that. They could not add a map to EDOS 7. Like, really? Pretty annoying. Whatever, I guess. I hate fall mechanics. You can fight earthquake rain monsters, but 3-story fall is fatal, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like fall damage in pretty much any game. You know, I think it's kind of obnoxious most of the time. Because, like, it feels extremely cheap a lot of the time when it happens. My sister always tells me that I come off as aloof. She said that's both a good and a bad thing. Girls like aloofness, but then they don't. Well, dang. Yeah, I mean, I remember I had, you know, which this confuses me why he kept talking to me despite this. But, you know, like, I had a, I guess, work friend who, you know, apparently, like, he would say that talking to me was like talking to a wall. Well, it's like, I mean, which I'm aware of that. It's because I don't really like to open up to people in real life. So, but it's like, well, why do you talk to me in the first place? I mean, I don't know. But a lot of this stuff is because for some reason people want to talk to me and I don't really know why. Oh shit. Bro. I'm so bad. Dude, the platforming in this game sucks. Do you have complete confidence in yourself to be able to solve your problems alone without support from others where other people would have friends to help them through tough times? Yeah, I work better alone. You know, I actually work worse when I have people around, so. But that's always been, like, how I've done things, like, better. I've always just been better figuring things out on my own. So, you know, that's just like how I function, I guess you could say. Fall damage is pretty gay. Yeah, it do be pretty gay. Funnily enough, the aloofness came later in life as I became an adult. When I was younger, I was a lot more enthusiastic about things. That's pretty much how it was for me. You know, I don't care anymore. Yeah, I mean, adult life kind of does that, I guess. But, yeah. Pretty unfortunate. Fried chicken? Yeah, shit. Thing is, I work better with people, but I also don't want to talk to anyone. I guess that makes sense. For me, I just work better alone, but I also don't really care to talk to people. Like, as I said, you know, it's these, I guess, quote-unquote friendships that I, like, had. It was always because people talked to me. Like, you know, that one guy I was talking about, that's because he approached me first. You know, he kept, I guess, I don't know. I don't know, like, I just wanted to start conversations with me, but, you know, I guess eventually it turned into a friendship, but even then, like, you know, I don't know. Okay, well, I'm screwed. Oh, okay, there we go. But yeah, I mean, like, all this stuff is, like, I don't really like to, I don't know. Are you just generally wary of people and their intentions and just guard yourself from any possible exploitation they may act upon you? I mean, I guess that's part of it because of my experiences. Like, people typically have backstabbed me in my life, so... I mean, I guess that's part of it. I don't know. I mean... That is how it's gone. I mean, obviously there are people who have been stuck... There have been people who have, stuck by my side, but, you know, for the most part, it's been that people have backstabbed me, so, I guess I don't really like to, I guess I'm kind of wary of people, somewhat, I don't know. Same, yeah. That's the problem. So, you know. But, you know, I mean, it's probably also, a lot of it is with how our modern society is. People don't really care about backstabbing people anymore. I just went the same way, which I'm kind of retarded. Don't have to answer if you don't want to, but how did people backstab you necessarily? A lot of it is just the fact that they, you know, they started shitting on me, and, you know, like, one of the things that people did, is, you know, one of the things that people did, that someone did, is once he learned what my religion was, he just started shitting on me constantly. So, yeah. Okay, what the fuck am I doing, dude? Am I supposed to go up this building, or...? Modern games are a joke, make godlike characters and cutscenes in the lore, but they struggle to open boxes, have to solve puzzles and shit. What autist in the past thought these make sense? Who knows, really? Who knows? Let's see. Shame is a thing of the past, unfortunately. That is true. As I've gotten older, I just don't have in me anymore. Men and women betray each other and don't seem to be stopping, so why bother? Yeah, that's why I don't really bother to make friendships. That's just typically what happens. What's your religion? So I'm a Christian, but, you know, my religion growing up, because this is what my parents were, was Mormonism. So when I told him about that, he just started shitting on me constantly, so I just, yeah. But, you know, which right now I would probably consider myself more Catholic, but, or like Eastern Orthodox or something, probably one of the two. Probably more Catholic, but that's what happened. So, Is that the one where you get 4 lives? Well, I guess it's like infinite, as many as you want, right? But yeah. Yeah, I guess that would be the one, right? But, you know, I was a kid, I couldn't help it. It's not like I could control what I was. So, oh wow, you grew up a Mormon, are you still one today? No, I'm not. But, I'm not really aligned with anything, I guess, but I'm probably more Catholic if I were to choose one. I just don't go to a specific church. Oh my Soyance, a Christian, not very wholesome Reddit Chungus. Well, you know, he was an atheist, so maybe he would have still shit on me, even then. You know, even then he might have still done that. So even if you've drifted towards a different religion, you're still hurt by the Mormon insults? I mean, yeah, I was insulted, so... It's not really fair, I guess you could say, because... I mean, you know, and it's something that other people, you know, still shit on me for, even though, you know, I've said, like, I grew up that way. It's not something I could help, but I don't know. That's just what people do. Like, you know, I mean, can someone help if they grow up Muslim or something? Not really. It just... Like, it's like, you can't really, like, shit on someone for what they were as a kid. Like, that's, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing right now, because I'm just going everywhere, aren't I? Personally, waiting on the main character to come back so this shitty anime finally ends. Yeah, I guess so, right? Atheists are assholes. Yeah, typically, I have noticed that's the case. It does seem to be the case. Don't Mormons congregate in Utah usually or something? Yeah, for the most part, but, you know, sometimes they, branch out, so... I've never, lived there, but I've, gone there and stuff to visit family or whatever, so. I mean, like, I don't hate the people, I just, because, you know, it's like my own family is, so why would I? But, I don't believe in it, because from what I've experienced in my life, it's shown, like, to me, it's just, I know it's false, it just is, so, yeah. Just stop being Muslim, dude? Yes, yeah, I guess so. Well, I can definitely say Muslims do cause harm, but still, you can't blame, you know, a kid for being something, like, it's not really their fault. You know, it's like those trans kids. We all know who's making the decision. It's definitely not the kids themselves. I will say that Utah is beautiful. The people are really nice there. Yeah, well, except when people are driving, then they suddenly turn into assholes, but you know, yeah, I mean, typically the people are pretty nice. It's just, you know, I just don't believe in it myself. So... But, you know. But I'm not gonna shit on someone for it, because otherwise I'd be shitting on my own family, which why would I do that? Or at least half of my family, I guess. Because only half of my family is. Either Jesus is real, or we've been silent for 2,000 years, which would be pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean... From my personal life experiences, I can say without a doubt that he is real, and, you know, all this shit is real. I can say it, like, just... Am I going in circle? What the fuck am I doing, dude? Honestly. Like, I don't know why I keep going in circles. I'm actually retarded. Okay, I don't even know, honestly. Atheists would rather there not be a creator so they don't have to face judgment before Christ and explain their degenerate behavior. I mean, that typically is how it is. A lot of it is just narcissism, from what I've noticed. Like, typically when people are agnostic, they're much more likable. Because, you know, like, they just... I think agnostic people are just, you know... I don't know, they just, like... They don't know where to go in life, I guess. As far as that goes. So typically they're much nicer people. But yeah, typically atheists are just dickheads. That's something I've noticed. Because my grandpa is... I don't know what my grandpa is, honestly. He's either atheist or agnostic. If he is atheist, he's probably the only nice atheist I've ever met in my life. But also, because he married a Catholic woman. So, you know, obviously he doesn't care. But... I don't know. Typically they're giant assholes, so, you know. That's just how it is a lot of the time. Don't they also have presence in places like Nevada? I mean, maybe somewhat. It's mostly Idaho. I think that's the second one. The second highest one. But it's mostly Utah, so, yeah. How do you continue to maintain your faith in these hard times? I mean, that's the entire thing with the religion, though. Is, you know, that the world is pretty damn hard, but just through things I've seen in my life, there's a lot of things that are very unexplainable, to where I can say that, you know, I don't know, it's very hard to explain for me, but I can definitely say without a doubt, like, what I know is real. You know, like, because, I don't know. You just realize that so many people, I guess, like, look at the pride shit. You know how it uses the rainbow? Well, the rainbow was originally God's promise to not flood the earth again. Well, what do? They take the rainbow and they use it to celebrate their degeneracy. You know, one of the very reasons that the world was flooded to begin with. So it's, you can see that it's openly just mocking it, I guess you could say. So that's what I mean when I say that, you know, you know, it's pretty obvious, I would say, just from what I've experienced. Because you can tell that all this stuff, like, a lot of this stuff that happens in the world is the exact opposite of, you know, of, I guess, the natural order of things, so that's why I say I 100% believe in that. But also, you know, I guess also if we want to use, like, another type of, I guess if we want to also, I guess, prove it another way, there's also the fact that, like, if you look at other religions, like, look at Hinduism. Well, obviously Hinduism isn't real, that's pretty fucking obvious with the, you know, the state of India. You know, if it was so great, why do they live in literal filth? So, you know, there we go. And then Muslims are extremely violent, so, you know. And, you know, also there's a lot of contradictions, let's just say that. But, you know, the Islamic religion pretty much acts the opposite of, I guess, let's just say the God of the Islamic religion is the complete opposite of the God of the Christian religion. And if you go deeper into things, like, let's say the Muslim stance on gay shit. Well, you know, you look on the surface, you're like, oh, well, you know, Muslims actually have a good stance on that. Well, when you think about it, they really don't, because if you look at Afghanistan, they also do the same behavior, just against, you know, children. So, they still do that. It's just, you know, so they're hypocrites, pretty much. If they weren't hypocritical, they might be right, but that's why I say, you know, thoughts on Buddhism and Taoism? Well, they're definitely false religions, I will say that, so... Like, I won't shit on someone for that, because they're not really violent people, at least as far as I know. Who knows? Maybe they really are. But, Buddhism and Taoism are obviously subversive religions, so, you know, like Buddhism, if you look at that, it has way too much of a focus on the self, which, you know, that's also a concept in Hinduism, and a lot of these Eastern religions, is that, you know, a lot of it is about enlightenment, let's just say, which that is also I think one of the main points of Luciferianism, so it's all pretty much the same thing, but yeah, it's pretty much just meant to be subversive, but they're all like false religions or whatever. Mainly white pretty chicks there as well, like everywhere lol. Yeah, that would be true. But also I don't think they have the gay shit mostly, so, you know, I guess the women there are fairly normal. Holy shit. I met this Russian Troon who, as soon as he found out I was Christian, started constantly bitching about me being a Christian. Yeah, that's the thing with these people. You learn who they are eventually. That's why it's funny when people say, you know, well, not all of them are bad. It's like, they all are. All of them are. You know, it's just that people have not experienced how these people really are, so. But they're all pieces of shit, typically. That is just how it is. Imagine if Stellar Blade had an Aryan whammon and the film was a Jew. Oh, that would be pretty based, wouldn't it? Synth seemed to switch his stance from agnostic to believing there is a god, mainly due to there being vast amounts of evil everywhere. I can tell he's still conflicted on the issue, which is fine. Which, you know, that's fine, because, you know, the whole thing about Christianity is that, you know, people obviously struggle, but, you know, you can tell there's something there, so, you know. But I would say he has a higher likelihood of eventually believing in that stuff over, you know, some fucking atheist who, you know, who's just a dickhead, really. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, that, you know, that's the entire thing with the Christian religion is, you know, people eventually come to, I guess, the conclusion, I guess you could say. That's why, you know, people don't want to be overly pushy with it, because it just starts to annoy people. But, you know, typically you just want to show people what's going on, and they'll come to the conclusion eventually, so. Of course, I guess some people won't, but I guess it just depends, right? Pride Month is a direct blasphemy towards God. Yeah, it is. Pride Month, you know, it's the sin of pride. That is the most deadly sin, so yeah. It's one big mockery. That's all it is. That's what it is. So, it's disgusting. The perversion of the symbol of God's promise is proof of that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. None of it is a coincidence. Do they mock Islam? No, they don't. They don't mock Islam. They don't mock Hinduism. You know what's the one religion they do mock? Christianity. Every single time. So, that's kind of how, you know, like, if it was so false, why would they feel the need to constantly, you know, mock it and undermine it and, you know, I don't know. But yeah. Aren't Muslims okay with troons? I mean, I have no clue. I don't live in a Muslim country. I imagine not, but, you know. I guess that's probably the one thing they probably don't do themselves, but then again, I have no clue, honestly. But I would imagine not. But who knows, maybe they do participate in those activities. You know, just knowing that they still participate in the gay shit, just, you know, I don't know. Buddhism is not really a religion, IMO, more like a philosophy, same with Taoism. Yeah, I mean, they don't really believe in a god, so it's not, which, you know, that is one of the reasons why it's subversive. It's a godless religion, but also, you know, what is it? But yeah, I mean, you know, it's not really as much of a religion. I mean, they believe in reincarnation, but that's about it. It doesn't really believe in a god. Buddha is too fat, need to lay off that McDonald's, true. Islam on paper is decent, mostly anti-degenerate, mostly better than Judaism and the poly fan fictions. It's fine till they allow slavery. I mean, I guess it's on paper fine, but also there's a lot of things if you read the Quran where you can tell how fucked it is, so, you know. I mean, you know, when you think of it as like an anti-degeneracy religion, it sounds fine until you learn that they engage in the same degeneracy, so that's all Islam is. It's a hypocritical religion, which, you know, I think actually, I think to God, hypocrites are almost worse in a lot of ways, so yeah. What percentage of Syncels do you think are Christians? I don't think most of them are, just based on people I've interacted with. I mean, there's some, but, you know, I don't know. Probably not most people. I don't think he really attracts that kind of audience. How closely do you follow the tenets of Christianity? Can you interpret the Bible literally to the point not wearing multi-fabric clothes and some parts interpreted as pro-slavery? I mean, I wouldn't say, like, I follow it all 100%. Like, you know, I don't know. Would I probably be playing this game right now if I did? 100%, not really, but I would say, as for, like, the major ones, I probably do fairly good, I guess. You know. But, yeah, I mean, there's always room for improvement, so. But, yeah. You know, I can definitely say that, I haven't killed anyone, I guess, so there's that. And I don't steal, so, you know. But, yeah. But at the same time, I definitely, you know, I don't know. How should I say it? Like, I don't know. I guess I turn people away a lot of the time, which is not something you're supposed to do, but yeah. But yeah, maybe, I guess that's something, like, I don't really follow it on. Like, I typically, like, turn people away from my life, so I don't know. I don't know, dude. And I guess I don't really go to church, so, yeah. I mean, I want to at one point, but I want to find something that, I guess I believe in more. Retards that tried to say that Christianity is a Jewish psyop are always in cope when you bring up that Christianity is the most hated religion. Yeah, well, they have no understanding of how the religion works. If they actually had any understanding of how religion, of how Christianity worked, they wouldn't say that at all. It's actually an opposition to what they do, but, you know, they're too retarded. You have to remember that the people in Israel back in the day were not all Jewish. It was actually only one of the 13 tribes, so yeah. That's where they get that very wrong, I would say. They don't really understand it, because it's probably just what people on the internet told them, which, you know, what's funny is people talk about psyops, yet that's probably another psyop they fell for, that Christianity is lay heckin' bad. You know, which is funny. It's like, okay, so now that we know that a lot of people from 4chan are actually, I guess you could say, Mossad agents, don't you think they would push that propaganda? And, or, you know, it's like, yeah. I don't think there's really a lot of understanding that they got tricked themselves, so, yeah. Don't Browns love doing boys in makeup, soft trim core? I think some Muslims do, from what I've heard, like in Afghanistan and stuff. That's why I said I'm not quite sure, but yeah, they might, which, you know, again, that would make them very hypocritical. Buddhism is cope for non-Browns that they can reincarnate one day as a white man. Yeah, I mean, Buddhism is not a real religion. I can say that 1000%. Because Buddhism does not believe in a god, and I can definitely say that from my life experiences, there is a god. So that's why I can say for a fact that Buddhism is false. Most definitely. Crusading is good, true. Have you read other religious texts in great detail? No. I don't read, you know, false religious texts. But, you know, that's the whole thing with Christianity. You're just supposed to have faith, even if you don't quite understand a lot of the time. But, you know, but just through, like, what I've seen, like, you can tell how they actually are. Because, you know, the texts can say whatever they want, but I guess when you see how the people are that follow these religions, then you know how it actually works. So, yeah, that's what I would say. Like, you know, Islamists can try to say that the Quran is actually really heckin' wholesome all they want, but knowing how Muslims act, I know that's not the case. So, yeah. I know it's the Browns. I've met white converts. It's funny how the white man is always chill despite his faith. Yeah, it does seem so all the time. It does seem so. We steal TVs and shit. Do be true. We do be stealing. I feel like a certain group of very melanated people don't follow the Bible at all. Yeah, that would be the case, it seems, a lot of the time. Definitely. I try to go to Mass every week unless I'm sick. Yeah, like, I've thought of attending those churches. I want to find one. And, you know, like, because at the end of the day, you do kind of need that community, but, I just haven't gone to one in years, I guess. If you're still trying to find something, wouldn't going to a church help you inform your decision? Yeah, I probably would. Which that's why I say, like, you know, I definitely want to go at one point, so, yeah. I think Greeks were also there since Luke was Greek. Maybe. I have no clue. Sada, please make me a white Sada. Yeah. Well, I guess with how Hinduism be, they could reincarnate as anything, right? Have you met any people of other faiths IRL? So, never a Muslim. Actually, no, I have. You know, although I guess I've never gotten to know one personally. But, you know, in my town, we've gotten a lot of illegals, I guess you could say. So all these, like, Arabs and all these Indian families, so, you know, like Muslims and Hindus, they all show up and crowd the place, but they always speak in their language. But yeah, I didn't really grow up in the multicultural shit, or at least not like a ton of other religions. But, I mean, there have been I guess, so something I've noticed is that there have been a few Jewish people I've met in real life, and typically they've been assholes. I can say that. They have typically been assholes, so yeah. I don't really have good experiences with them. Like, Like my chemistry teacher in high school, you know? He was a narcissistic dickhead who also preached to the class about how way heckin' good abortion was. So, or I guess you could say he was seething when Roe v. Wade was overturned. Yeah, guess which group he was part of. Yeah, so as I said, I definitely don't have good experiences with them. But yeah, other than that, there haven't really been other types of, I guess, religious groups I've met. But, you know, just through the things, like, I've heard, then, you know, yeah. Outsverse Evil says shit quite a lot, too. Yeah, that do be true, and shit. He's gonna reincarnate as a Google Play gift card. Son, do not disrespect great god Shiva and the Google Play gift card. Oy vey, yeah, oy vey. The Jews I met IRL haven't been assholes, but I've been an asshole to them with my holy mustache man salute. Yeah, I mean, I don't have good experiences with them. So, you know. I haven't met a lot, but, you know, the ones that I have met have been dickheads, typically. Except, like, one, and only one that was pretty normal, but the rest, no. For the most part, I haven't really liked them. The only Jewish woman at my workplace managed to ban birthdays. So glad when they finally sacked her, left me off stuff. Damn, yeah, that's pretty subversive. What type of church are you trying to go to? Is it so specific that your search for it is taking as long as it is? It's mostly because it's mostly just because, you know, with how I live with my family, who's obviously, you know, of a different religion, that's mostly why. And also, I still need a license. So, you know, if I wanted to drive myself to one of those, like a church or whatever, I would need a license to do so. So, yeah. But, you know, a lot of it has been because, you know, I don't know. It's mostly been because obviously my family believes a different way, so, you know. Okay, let's see. I have a damn. What the hell, dude? I need more upgrades for this. Your family wouldn't be accepting of you wanting to go to a different church. It's not necessarily that. I just don't want to push that on them. That's why I say, like, you know, I want to be self-reliant as far as that goes. I don't know. I mean, my dad already knows, so it's just that, I don't know. I don't bring it up to him really that much. Heading out to play some Stellar Babes myself, take care, but yeah. Enjoy the game. It's pretty, you know. Do you think one day we can get some alien OC? Well, maybe, but what if the alien OC doesn't really look humanoid? Then what would you do? What if it looks more like an animal? That would not be very good, right? If it's just yourself going to that particular church, then how is it pushing it on your family? I don't want to push it on, like, my parents to, you know, drive me somewhere. Because I guess think about it this way, you know, if your parents believe a certain way and they raised you a certain way, it's just like, you know, I mean, what would be going through their minds with that? So that's why I say, you know, I don't know, it's just, I mean, I guess I'm kind of weird with the way I work because, you know, sometimes I think like I'm, I don't know, how should I say it? But how should I say it? I guess I'm kind of weird with the way I work. Like, oftentimes, you know, oftentimes, I think I'm pushing, like, things on people too much. So, I don't know. Like, how should I say it? There's certain things I've internalized as, I guess, like, personal values, I guess you could say, that I don't, where if I break those, or I guess principles, where I feel like if I break those, then, I feel like a failure, even if, like, no one else is complaining about it, if that makes sense. You know. I probably beat myself up more than people do to me, so, I'll gladly push facts on retards. I mean, I guess it's different if I'm saying, like, you'll never be a woman, right? I mean, that's pretty easy to say, but, if we're talking about the trans, then I have no qualms about telling them how it'd be, but, I guess what I mean is, like, I don't want to, I guess I don't like to be a burden on people, so, yeah. See, I'm getting lost again. Squeak. Yeah, squeak. What if the alien OC lets out Capri Sun instead of gross human urine? Would that make alien OC better? Maybe. Probably tastes pretty good, right? Evangelism is really bloody hard, which is why I never succeeded in doing it. I just, like, I don't really believe in the Protestant stuff. Because, like, the problem with those types of churches is they have no order. So, it caused a lot of the pride churches and the female pastors and everything, and, so that's why I would... Which, then again, you can also say with the Catholics, it's like, okay, well, their Pope was a heretic, so it does make you wonder, I guess, but obviously, I guess they can't help what the leader is, right? But, I guess is it part of having no friends and that you don't want to be a burden to them and drag them down? I mean, I guess somewhat. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons for that type of stuff. But, I mean, I guess somewhat, I guess I'd rather not have people get involved in all my bullshit or something. So, I don't know. Oh my god, bro. I think I have to go through here I don't know, dude. It's so confusing to navigate a lot of the time. Unfortunately. See, like, I've been over here for a long time, dude, which is kind of annoying. I do like the Seventh-day Adventist stuff in terms of their sect of Christianity. I don't even know what they believe in, really, so I've never met one. I'm worried when it comes to friends that I'm going to bring up something that's not politically correct and then become even more socially outcasted. I wouldn't worry about that. Here's what you should do. You should always be honest with what you believe in because, you know, well, unless you're at work, that's different. You probably shouldn't even make friends at work, if I'm being honest, because that's your job. But other than that, like if it's a normal social situation, just say what you believe in when asked because, you know, if that person gets offended, that's not someone you want to be around anyway. They were gonna fuck you over eventually, so you might as well get them out of the way before it gets worse. But yeah, I mean, I understand how that is. It's just, you know, it's just typically better to say what you actually think. Like, you know, if someone's like, what's your opinion on the trans? Say, well, I don't really like them because, you know, they're just playing pretend. Well, if they get offended, then, you know, oh, well, I guess. Shit, man, yeah, shit. Majority of my friends have screwed me over. Yeah, I mean, it does seem to be the case a lot of the time. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say every single person has screwed me over. There have been times where it's my fault, but I don't really want to get attached to people. It's a very bad idea for me, typically. Were your friends Jewish? Oh yeah, were they? It is possible. It is possible, dude. I think this is the area that, yeah, okay. Oh shit. More music to add to my Apple playlist with the, like, 250 songs I have in there. Of video game music, of course, because that's the only music I listen to. Anyway, what's the closest you've ever gotten attached to someone? Did it hurt badly to detach yourself from them? Maybe in high school, which, you know, when I'm talking about the person who started shitting on me for the religion I was part of, you know how quickly people can just flip like a switch. Which is why I have trust issues. I don't really trust a lot of people. At the very least in real life, because online there's no consequences to what you say, but in real life there is. So, you know. But yeah, that's what they do though. That's always how it's gone. Every single friend I've had, eventually that friendship has stopped. Either because of them or because of me. But, you know, or just because, you know, we just weren't in that circumstance where we would keep talking, but, you know, like, either way it always happens eventually, so there's not even a point. So, which, yeah, I will say, like, there have been times where it's my fault. I won't deny that, but, you know. But, yeah. It just always happens. This game has a Kino soundtrack. Yeah, I would agree. I like the Nier type soundtracks. Everyone could be a Mossad agent, be careful. Also, hello. Hello, AV. Why baby emotes? Because, AV, you're a fetus. That's why. NWA Gaming hit me with that, too. So, yeah. When you've ended friendships, was it a direct, we can't be friends anymore type? We can't be friends anymore? It's because we started fighting a lot of the time. So, that's just how it was. Because I don't think most friendships end from just people saying we can't be friends anymore. It's gradually over time. And some of it has just been ghosting, like, you know, when, you know, like, as I said, circumstantial friendships. Like, let's say you're in high school or, like, you know, at your job. With those circumstantial friendships, it's, you know, you just don't talk anymore. For me, it's just we stop talking. Yeah, that's one of the reasons they can end, which is actually probably most of them. But then also, just the other reason is because of fighting. So, yeah. Guess I gotta go lower. Latina is helping Sar take a shower? Yeah, I guess so. I know that my latest friendship that was ended was because of me, so. Because I felt frustrated because my former friend was a former drug dealer, and just, you know, overall he had a degenerate lifestyle, so I didn't want to be associated with that, so I would, you know, I kept, I guess you could say, I kept acting distant from him, I guess, because I didn't want that anymore. Like, it just started frustrating me, so, you know. Because I don't want to be involved in people's former lifestyles. It's just not something you know. But that's also why I don't like to make friends, because you also just, I guess, you kind of get in, I don't know. It also means you're associated with, you know, whatever they're doing, I guess, so, you know. We was graduating and shit, yeah. That do be you in AV, right? If you have trust issues now, isn't that going to impact your ability to find a wife and have kids? I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out at one point, right? But I don't know. I guess I know, like, there are some people I can trust out there, but typically those are people that I knew since I was really young. Which, you know, I have a neighbor she's around my age, so, you know, I can always go for that, but I've known her ever since I was, you know, ever since I was born, pretty much, so, you know, I mean, there is always that, I guess. But, yeah. I guess it'll happen somehow, one day, but we'll see. Careful, the woman could legally take everything you have. I mean, we'll see, you know, I definitely don't want to rush into anything. It's always a bad idea. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely careful with, you know, who I involve myself with. Also, another reason is because your normie friends will find other normies and will grow less and less dependent on you. Yeah, pretty much. And that's a lot of the problem. It's like, the things that people want to talk about just don't matter to me. Like, you know, what's the latest, slop movie or whatever, you know, I don't know, like, all that type of shit, I just I don't really care about. So, I don't know. Because when you realize how subversive a lot of this shit is, it's like, okay, what? Because I do remember my friend, he wanted to go see, like, this Marvel movie, okay? Well, you know that shit is extremely subversive. So it's like, but why would I? Because I don't want to be, I don't want to be exposed, I guess, to that subversive shit. Like, I'd rather not be. It just disgusts me having to, you know, view that type of degeneracy. So, you know. So it's not something where I can just, it's not something where I can just turn my brain off. I just always have that, you know, like, I'm always thinking, like, holy shit, dude. Because I can point this shit out in media, so it's just, it's not an enjoyable activity for me. Because I know why it's done. Damn, could have grabbed the bag, I guess so. Was he black, Soycast? No, he was a Native American. Which, you know, probably not so great either, right? Careful, the woman could legally take everything. Oh, wait, did I already read that? Yeah, I did. Shit, yeah, shit. Football, basketball, those do be their sports. Kojima's a hack, fuck him. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Kojima. He's a pseudo-intellectual retard. You don't care about talking about the masterpiece of a movie, Death Stranding 2? It would not seem so. I guess unless I were to review it. That's purely to point out the, you know, the subversive shit, so yeah. And just, you know, how shit the game is in general. But even then, I don't plan to play it, because honestly, how worth it would it be? I know Kane isn't gonna review it. I know Latino won't, most likely. I don't know if Synth will. But who knows? But, you know, even then, like, even though I guess could, like, I don't really want to, honestly. It just looks so shitty. Review Wu Chang and shit. I don't know. Probably not. If you were to develop a new friendship, how dependent do you want them to be on you? I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm fine with people, like, being dependent on me. I just don't want them to be overly dependent. If you know what I mean, like, that's the whole friendship. Like, I don't mind helping people out, but I don't want them to be, you know, where it's kind of a burden. But that's also why I don't like to get overly attached to people. Because then I become a burden, so, yeah. That's probably why I don't want to form new friendships. Because that's what happens. How much should I spend on a new gaming PC? I mean, probably $2,000 minimum, but yeah. I wouldn't spend any less. But, I don't know. 2,000 to 3,000 is a good range. Not gonna lie, when people say that they don't want to be a burden on the others, it sounds like rope talk to me. I don't really plan to ever do that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to burden people with my shit. It's the same when it comes to my parents. That's why I don't tell them most things. You know, like all this shit that's happened lately, I haven't told them about any of it because, you know, I know in a lot of ways I'm kind of a fuck up, so, yeah. But, you know. It's like, why would I push my problems onto other people? It's kind of stupid when you think about it. especially when that person cares about you. They'll do everything they can to help you, and then they just get hurt too, so, yeah. You know. That's why I don't want to do that. People already have their own problems to deal with, so, yeah. We with Skyrim and shit. True, I guess. Yeah. Buy a Steam Deck. I already have a Steam Deck. Gaming PC is useless nowadays, IMO. Optimization is utter dog. Should I have an upgrade in like 5 years and see no reason to do so? Honestly, the only thing that I think is cool with PC gaming right now is just the fact that you can emulate games. Like, I want to emulate something like, I don't know, Drakengard 3, but I don't know. But other than that, there's not really any other reason I care to. Because, yeah, I mean, the optimization is shit, because, I don't know, devs just don't optimize their fucking games. What's up, Kane? How's it going? I think this is the other one. Oh my god, this is taking so damn long.
The surface of this cut. It looks to me like it was the polymer plasma cut.
I know you say you weren't going to do it, but a lot of rope masters use not wanting to be a burden on others as justification. They think just remove themselves forever and no one has to deal with them. Well, that's not necessarily what it is for me. It's just, I don't know, I don't want to push my problems onto other people, which I know I probably have done that plenty of times, which I probably shouldn't do, honestly. But as far as my parents go, I don't want to push anything on them, because they still don't know any of what has happened in the past month, so, you know. But I just, because when people care too much, it's just, you know, then, at that point, I know I shouldn't, let them worry so much, so, you know. But I'm not like I probably can't say the word on YouTube, but I don't plan to, I guess, RMATs, let's just say that. I just, you know, I don't, I guess the best way to say it is I want to deal with problems on my own and not, you know, and not push it on my family or whatever. So, I don't want to have to change systems every time I want to play an exclusive, so having everything on Steam Deck is nice. Yeah, I guess so. Unfortunately, a lot of the shit on there kind of runs like shit, which, you know, I guess it's a handheld, but still. I can emulate whatever I want with what I have, and have a Switch and PS5, so I'm good. I will buy a Switch too soon, though. I mean, you know, like, I have a PS5, so, you know, I pretty much just, I don't know, like, buy, I guess, what I want on there, and then, I don't know, but, you know. But, yeah. I mean, there are a few things I want to emulate. Like, you know, as I said, Drakengard 3, but I'm not sure if my PC is good enough for that. But I guess I could try it at one point, see if it works. Isn't that part of the contract of unconditional love from your parents, that they're always there to help their children where they can? Well, I'm not a child, so... And even then, I don't want to push it on them. You know, I can deal with my own issues, I guess. but that would be shitty of me to put it on them, even if they're my parents. It's not something I want to do, so. Because otherwise, how can I grow up and mature, I guess, but, you know, still. They've already got plenty of shit to deal with, so I'm not gonna do that. They still don't know, so, yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, dude. I guess this stream has kind of turned into Doomer Hour, which is pretty funny, but, you know. Anyway. Ropes for Troons. Yeah, it does seem to be the case a lot of the time. The 41 Twilight Princess stream win? Probably not. I would have to figure out some way to, like, emulate it, then have, like, Elgato on PC or whatever, or OBS or whatever it is. And then, you know, I don't know. But... I don't know. Probably not, though. I will say that iBuyPower have some decent pre-built gaming PCs for under 1K if you're tight in your budget. Maybe they do. I don't know. I guess it depends on the specs. But, you know, be careful if, like, a PC is, like, you know, 8 gigabytes of RAM. You need at least 32 gigabytes of RAM, just with the way things are going. I mean, as far as GPUs go, I can't really... I mean, I guess CPUs, you would need at least an i7, and then GPUs, I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Maybe a 3090? I don't know. That would probably be, at the very least, pretty good. So, like, 32 gigabytes of RAM, a 3090, and an i7 CPU, maybe? I don't know. It's probably pretty good specs. Of course, it just depends on, I guess, how top of the line you want to go. Have you played Dawn of War? No, I haven't. Realistically, how much longer can you hide it from your parents, especially when you are all under the same roof? It just depends on, I guess, if anything happens in the real world, which so far it has not, but, you know. I don't know. I got involved with too much stuff from a very young age, so it's certainly a lot, I guess, to handle, but, you know, why would I want to have them have to handle it too? It's, you know, it's, I mean, actions have consequences, and, you know, what happens is ultimately on you, so, yeah. Opinion on Diablo? Oh, by the way, what's up, Dr. Suero? I don't know if I said that before, but I might as well say it. I haven't played Diablo, so I don't really know. Bro, where the hell am I going? Maybe I'm supposed to go this way, actually. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to go this way. I don't know, I'm getting so lost, it seems. Which is pretty bad. Because I'm trying to finish up the game, but, like, I'm constantly getting lost. I've been streaming for an hour and a half, too. Damn. There they be, dude. Holy hell, man. Oh shit. Would it be a bad thing if your parents found out like the worst possible scenario for the situation? I don't know if it would be a I'm not sure necessarily. For me, a lot of it is that I just don't want them to inherit my problems. They don't deserve it. Like, that would be shitty of me to do, so, you know, that's why I say that even though it's a lot for me to handle, especially, you know, having to deal with that shit from a very young age, it's my problem, so, you know, which, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely caused a lot of stress, but it's not something that anyone else deserves to have pushed on them. Definitely not them. I know that they don't have any part in it, so yeah. Thoughts on 40K? I've played both Space Marine 1 and 2 and Bolt Gun, and I mean, they were pretty good, so I mean, what I've played of 40K, I like. I mean, I think the whole concept is pretty cool, so I mean, I guess 40K is a pretty kino, I guess. 41% Parfait and Shit Sense are playing BBC Firebreak right now. Really? That's crazy, dude. Oh shit. That's wild. Oh, they are. Oh, I didn't expect him to be streaming at this time. Yeah, normally he streams in the morning, so yeah. But I guess they have done it late, like with Night Rain before, so yeah. There it is, dude. I don't know. It took so fucking long. Oh, shit.
Let's see here. Organic civilization. Organic human.
Don't join the 41%. Definitely don't plan to.
What's this?
Luckily, I definitely know that I am a certified XY chromosome individual, so, you know.
Let's go. There's nothing left for us to do here.
I definitely do not think I am you know, a pretty lady, said the Bobs and Vagine. Definitely don't think that. But I will say that I do want Eve's Bobs and Vagine. Pretty nice, gotta say. So is it this dude?
Oh, Angel.
Everything was
Okay, there it
It's a
is.
shame.
Ah, this is fantastic. Mark my words.
Oh shit, dude. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that increased the meter quite a bit, dude. Let's see. What else do I have? Abby Shapiro, please send Bobs and Vagine. Yes, please. Sada. Yeah, I would hope so. That would be a... Forgot. She's definitely got the Khazar milkers, doesn't she? Very kino indeed. Definitely better than her brother.
It's the girl. Hey, Angel. This. Oh, he also said to tell you.
Wait. Can you talk?
Huh?
Eve's bicycle seat. Shit.
Okay.
I definitely would like that. I would buy that if that was put up on eBay. Don't fall for the goblin soy. Yeah, I guess I should be careful, right? Balls, no balls, or inverted balls? I would definitely say no balls, but definitely not inverted balls. That's pretty nasty, I must say. Definitely not very Kino indeed. Gross. There we go. Okay, now it's at 100%, which is good. Now I should be able to go to the orbit elevator. Well, not the orbit elevator, but that one area before it. The fuck is inverted ball? Oh god. I don't even think you want to know NWA Gaming, but let's just say that the 41% Matzers have those. Let's just say that. That's definitely something that they would have. Gross. Lol, inverted balls. Yeah, ugh. Disgusting. Eidos 9, shit. Yeah, shit, man.
No regrets.
We was Eidos 9 and shit. Okay.
Hey, just a reminder. We're heading into space, so expect the journey to be a long one. You should try to take care of everything you need to in Zion.
Then I think here, Lily,
Eve, Adam,
there we go. That's what I thought.
What's going on?
I have a request. There's somewhere I'd like to visit before we leave.
Where?
We was Zion? Shit, true, we
Make a
was.
stop at Eidos 9. Please?
That shouldn't be a problem.
Shit.
Can I ask why?
There's a workshop there.
Stellar Blade should be on Switch too. Maybe they'll add it on the Switch too, who knows. I want Stellar, you know the two that I want though? I want Stellar Blade too. That would be pretty nice.
Alright. If you really need it, Lily.
Thank you.
There we go. Now I can get the best ending where all my girls survive. Well, actually Raven would still be alive. It would be pretty Kino if she shows up in Stellar Blade too, but this means the Kino woman Lily doesn't die. Are you worried that your parents perceive you as the fuck-up son? I mean, somewhat, I guess.
Can't we make a detour?
That's why I don't tell them.
I think the other routes are the same.
I'll go down
Let's just say this, I probably only tell them 20% of what I'm thinking. The other 80% I don't. So, I guess that is kind of a worry a bit, but I don't know. Because I'm aware that I am. So, yeah. My family, I am 100% the fuck up. Yeah, I guess so. I just... As I said, I don't want to push it on anyone about all the things that happen, I guess, which I'm sure everyone here knows, so yeah. Yeah. But, you know. I know that's what parents do. They help their kids, but even then, I'm aware that I guess I'm aware that I'm a functioning adult, and I was forced to kind of grow up very early, so mentally, I'm probably older, really, than I really am, but I don't know. It doesn't... I'm not sure. I just, I have no clue, dude. Raven was left alive. Yeah, that would be true, so maybe she'll show up again, who knows. It was Alex versus Evil and shit. Well, I guess in the Netflix TV show, Wester was black, right? It was loon the TVs, man. Yeah, shit. We gotta feed our kids. We gotta steal the Air Jordans and shit. Okay, where did I need to go? Fuck. Our kids be eating Jordans and flat screen TVs and shit. Yeah, I guess you gotta feed them somehow, right? Just like that African tribe that was eating a soccer ball.
Can you see it on the roof?
Oh my god. Wild. Absolutely wild. Ack. Alright, DSP. You always call me DSPNY Gaming, but who is the real DSP here? Makes one wonder. We love eating soccer balls and shit. Yeah, we do. They do taste good and shit, just like fried chicken and watermelon. I wonder if there's any camps around here. I have no clue, honestly.
They are pretty tricky.
Wait, did I get that? Oh, okay, there we go. Fried chicken and watermelon is Kino? Yeah, shit, man. That do be true. I'm a big fan of fried chicken and watermelon. Pretty good. Do you think your parents would be more affected if you told them what is happening and how you are feeling versus them finding out for themselves without you telling them? I'm not really sure, honestly. I mean, I don't think they would ever find out, really. But if they did, maybe that would be worse, who knows? But it's just better not to tell them. Because if they knew, what would they try to do? They would try to help me. Well, they really shouldn't, honestly. So, you know, they shouldn't have to know. It would be too much stress for them. I know they worry too much, and if they knew specifically what happened, then they, you know, I think that would wreck them, so it's better that they don't know.
This path is blocked. Let's find another route.
As I've said, they've already got so many problems to deal with on their own. Why would I push another on them? So, I don't know, dude. It's just, when I think about everything that happened, I realize there's things that I just simply shouldn't have done. You know, like, joining that, specific site, I should have never done it. But there's no taking it back now. It's just something I have to live with. So, you know. What site? Well, it starts with a K, I'll just say that, but yeah. I probably never should have. It's not something I should have gotten involved with from a young age. It's not something I could really handle. So, and when I did, because I got involved, all that shit happened. So, I didn't really understand how things actually were back then. Yeah, that would be it. Endlong Gaming. Yeah, that. So, I don't know. I didn't understand back then that I shouldn't get involved in stuff like that, yet I did. And, look what happened, so.
Looks like you were hit by the
Yeah.
pointy parts.
Can't really do anything about it.
I'm fine.
I know that people have, like, felt bad for me on there. Like, I'm not gonna say that, you know, every single person, like, is, you know, out to get me or whatever, but I don't know. They, it felt relentless, you know. I don't know. Despite my age, they didn't care, not a single bit. At least some specific individuals, so it feels fucked, really. So, yeah. And all because I watched a YouTuber, so, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Have you watched E-Dad's video on Stellar Blade? No, but I dropped him a like and a comment, so, you know. Oh, man. I'm not really one for, like, video essays or whatever. I prefer, like, commentary type stuff or reviews, but, you know. I mean, his style of videos is more video essays, which is fine. It's not really of interest to me, but I help him out, like, as far as the algorithm goes, so, you know. But I prefer probably out of all of them, I would say Latina Parfait's style of content is probably my favorite. I've always enjoyed those slap fight type videos. Those have always been pretty funny, but, you know, that's always been my thing, which is why, that's what I do on my channel a lot of the time. Like, I'll make reviews, but, you know, at the same time, I also like making commentary shit, because I love the slap fight type of shit. I didn't even know it was a thing until about a month ago. Still haven't been on that site. Yeah, like, honest advice, don't go on there. You don't really know what you're getting involved with. I joined it when I was 15, and it's not like it mattered. You know, they still released all that stuff. So it's not like they cared. They don't care about, you know, they don't really care what happens to me. It's about fucking with people, really, so, you know. Even if I was a kid when I joined that site, it's not like they care, so, you know. Yeah. You know, apparently I guess I'm a piece of shit because I like a YouTuber or something. You know, it's just funny to me. It really is. Whatever, I guess. That the site is a hotbed for the scummiest people on the internet. I have an inactive account there, never really posted or anything. Don't really plan to. Yeah, if you're going to... Really, the only reason to create an account is so that way you can see the other stuff on the site. So you can lurk or whatever. But, yeah, I wouldn't really post there. Like, I'm not saying that everyone is bad. That was probably one of my biggest mistakes. Because they actually did know that I shit-talked the site, so, you know, if I was more specific with who I hated there, you know, I'm talking about Beauty Parlor, the Shardy, and who else? The Autistic Thunderdome or something. If I had been more specific with the people that I didn't like there, maybe things would have gone better, or maybe they wouldn't have, you never know, but, you know... Which is probably why the owner approved, you know, that shit, because, you know, I don't know. Because of what I said, even though I never once insulted the owner of that site, you know, people can fucking look through whatever I've said, never once has happened. I can say that for a fact. So, you know. But I guess it doesn't matter, apparently. Even though I've been cordial with Noel specifically, it's not like it mattered, I guess. So, whatever. You know, it's just, I don't know. Have you had any considerable consequences happen since the dots, like too many pizzas or visits from Boys in Blue? No, I haven't, luckily. But, you know, it has given, like, it has stressed me out. Just, I guess, thinking of the effect it could have. Like, you know, okay, for one, you're linking someone's real-life identity with their online account. You never know what effect that will have on employment. If, you know, you say something they don't like or whatever, so yeah, it's just shitty. It really is. So, but it's not like, you know, it's not like certain individuals on there care. Which I'm not gonna name names, but I can definitely say a few that I just despise. Because they didn't care one bit what they were doing. They're just fucking... They're destructive. And, you know, again, as I say, I'm not talking about everyone on the site, even though, you know, that's... You know, even though that's probably one of the reasons that... I don't know. But I'm talking about... specific people, very specific people, and if I was more specific with it in the first place, maybe things would have been different, or maybe they wouldn't. They probably still would have done it anyway, honestly, so whatever. I mean, they've done it to people who have done really, I guess, not really shit-talked the site at all, so it was probably just because I watched Synth. That was probably all it was. I was just prominent in that community, and they didn't like that, so, yeah. It just sucks, dude. It really does. But, whatever, I guess. It's not something that... I can't go back and change it, so... But... I don't know. It just frustrates me, because you would think, you know, they would... maybe just, you would think that they would maybe, like, have a little bit of mercy on someone who's young, but I guess not. So, Yeah. Yeah, it's not like some people care. They live to be destructive, so, you know. I don't know, dude. I didn't even do anything really wrong. It's just, I don't know, I just liked a YouTuber, that was it. But I guess that's enough to piss some people off. Whatever, I guess. The black people do be destructive and shit, that do be true. Stealing the Air Jordans. How long ago was this? It was in May, late May. Since its consequences have been a disaster for the chud industry, it does seem like, you know, yeah. Yeah, I never expected it to happen, but I guess it did. Which is why, you know, typically you should just... Which is why I'm not gonna really allow my kids to use the internet to a very big degree. When I have them, because I know how destructive it can be. Like I said, the site is a hotbed for the scummiest people on the internet. Yeah, I mean... You get some very dedicated people, I guess you could say, so, you know... Very dedicated people. What's funny is, you know, there's some supposed Christians on that site, which, you know, I'm not gonna name names, but I can think of one that, you know, doesn't care, you know, about fucking with people, even though that's actually, you know... Even though that goes against the very concept of the religion, but, you know, of course you have hypocrites on there, so, you know. A very specific individual I'm thinking of right now, but I'm not going to say who it is, obviously. But, yeah. We was the NBA and shit. Yeah, well, they definitely do be in the NBA. Did your parents not really care with your usage of the internet for you to end up on Kiwi Farms at only 15 years old? Or do they not really understand the internet in general? Well, the thing is, like, I had a phone, so, I mean, what could they really do? I mean, there was no way for them to know, so, yeah, they never knew. So... That's the thing. I mean, you know, how many parents actually keep a close eye on their children when it comes to that? Not really many, so... Check your phone every week. I guess so. Yeah, parents probably should do that, but mine never really did, so... Yeah. It definitely, yeah, I kinda wish I had known back then, but, yeah. I mean, like, I just don't get it, dude. I just wish, like, some people would be more understanding that, like, which I know there were people on there, like, don't get me wrong. There are people that defended me on there, so I'm not going to say it's every single person. In fact, out of all the people that this happened to, like, out of all the people in the synthetic manosphere, like, people were probably the most, I guess, sympathetic towards me out of everyone there, like, out of everyone that, you know, got doxed. It's just... It doesn't change much, I guess. I mean, the people that felt bad, like, I appreciate it, but, you know, it's just... But I know that it doesn't change the fact that some people just, they don't care. They'll do whatever they want because they don't believe there's consequences to what they do. And really, there aren't. Because, you know, what actual consequences have there been, so, you know. Soon Batman will be on your doorstep. And that would be pretty keyno, not gonna lie. There are people on Kiwi farms who are dedicating their lives to logging synth, and that's the problem. It's like, you know, that's the problem. It doesn't matter how unimportant you are, you know, there are some people that just are genuinely obsessed. So you can't really do anything about that. When someone is dedicated and has enough free time, you know, they don't really care at that point because they see it as a game. So, you know, some people don't really care about fucking other people over. So, I don't know. If the site's doxing people, then it should be shut down and the doxers arrested. Well, people have tried to do that, but it hasn't really worked. But, you know, I mean, obviously, like, there's laws that could be passed, but still, it doesn't really change anything. I mean, I don't know, dude. But I think the thing that makes it worse is the owner of the site approved it. So, you know. Yeah. So it kind of felt fucked up. But, you know. Has there actually been any tangible consequences to the Kiwi Farms drama besides a bunch of bad posts on the thread? Not really, no. Not at the moment. It's mostly just like a mental thing for me. It's just, you know, like, I'm not gonna say that anything has actually happened yet, but there is, you know, it always opens the door for things to happen. And also just the fact that it just causes a lot of weight on my mind. Would you have the site shut down if you could? See, it's kind of like a tough question, I guess. The site has done good, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, which is why I'm not gonna, like, blanket state, like, make a blanket statement that, you know, the entire thing is bad. Like, I know people that use that site, and they're completely fine. But the very specific people, and I'm talking about very specific parts of the site, the Shardy, the Autistic Thunderdome, and Beauty Parlor, those are the most destructive parts of that site. If we're talking about, like, regular threads, then, you know, but it's very specific parts of the site, but I don't know. I mean, I definitely want my information off of there. I just, you know, where there is evil, there is good, and where there is good, there is evil. Yeah, I mean, I've seen both on there. I'm just frustrated with, you know, the problem is when that whole, like, synthetic man thing happens, it's like I got really frustrated because, you know, like, I made a statement on the site that, like, doxing is just, you know, it's shitty. And so a bunch of people were like, you know, there were people that replied to me acting like it was actually completely fine. So I was just really, like, pissed off at that time. And so, like, you know, I was on YouTube and I made, like, a blanket statement on the site. And that was my biggest mistake because they saw what I said. So, and they posted what I said. So, if I hadn't done that, if I had just, maybe if I hadn't said that in the first place, because I've already probably pissed people off just by saying something that I think most people would agree on, it's just, you know, with how the internet is, it doesn't function like real life. So, I don't know. Oh wait, I gotta go down. But, you know, like, I'm not gonna deny that the site has done good. Like, I was around for the Keffals thing, and Keffals was a piece of shit. He deserved everything that came to him. But, you know, I don't think it should happen to innocent people that never did anything. That was always my whole beef with that. It was always just, like, doing it to innocent people, because why do they deserve it? Like, what have they really done? With someone like Keffals, it made sense. That dude was an actual piece of shit, and very dangerous, too. He presented an actual danger to, you know, children. He sent all this, like, bathtub HRT to. But, you know, but I was just always rubbed the wrong way when it happened to normal people, so, and believe me, I did not know that it happened until, you know, May. I was always under the impression that it happened to, you know, pieces of shit, essentially. So, yeah.
Maybe it's best you exit the building.
I don't know. I've thought about sending a message to the owner of the site and saying, you know, hey, like, I didn't really mean what I said, like, I was just, you know, really mad at that time, but, you know, and, you know, I've explained things about my situation or whatever, but whether he would be sympathetic enough to remove it off of there, I have no idea, dude. But I've thought of it.
Hey, I'm gonna be going to bed, so I can't have talking because I have to get up at 4 a.m.
Okay. So,
You can't be talking at all leaving the basement because Dad has to sleep and you wake up the whole house. So it needs to end now.
Okay, yeah, in a bit. Okay, so I won't be able to be on here for too long, but, you know, the fact that it took this long for Synth to be Dots despite how much drama he's been in says a lot about the synthetic man situation. Yeah, I guess so. How much do you think it's concern trolling where they see you as someone extremely young who still has a long way to go in life and can get out of the cesspool of the internet? It could be, I don't know. I have no clue, dude. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's unfair, because I wish they would, I don't know. I wish they would understand that fact. You know, maybe let it factor into it a bit, but no, it doesn't, so, I don't know. Dotsing people is a hobby for some Kiwi Films users. When there's no one evil to dots, they go for innocent people. Yeah, it does seem to be the case sometimes. So, yeah, you kind of have to have, like, those, you know, pieces of shit like Keffals to keep some people distracted. So, that's the thing. But, you know. Yeah. I do know she made an appearance, so yeah. It could be true. Actually, I wonder when I last saved. When did I last save? 10 minutes, my god. Really, dude? Shit, man, yeah, shit. We was fetuses and shit. True. Well, that would also apply to you and Law Gaming. So, yeah. That would definitely apply to you as well. Didn't you already do several playthroughs before this one? Well, on a different account. This one is just an... Oh, god fucking damn it, dude. Oh, okay, never mind, I'm good. This one is a new game, but yeah, I've done, like, New Game Plus before. On a different account. Oh, yeah, see ya, Hydra. Have a good night. DSP. Yeah. I guess so. Pains and flames, man, true. True. Oh, shit. Oh, what the fuck? We were soccer balls and shit. Yeah, we do be eating soccer balls. Did I heal? Yeah, true. We do not feel the Air Jordans. I still don't get how this game is woke. Well, yeah, I wouldn't really call it woke. Not very much. Enjoy the Goon Sesh, boyo. Yeah, quite a bit. It's pretty good. Careful, you get North to argue with you about how this game is woke. I mean, I don't really, like, try to argue with him. I mean, I disagree with him, but, you know. I mean, like, do I think he is reaching? Yeah, but, you know, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, yeah, you know, whatever. Like, I'll help a boy out, leave him a like, but, you know, yeah. I mean, you know, I guess he'll have his opinion on it, you know, but, yeah. But, you know, I mean, like, Edad, helped me out quite a bit, so I'm not gonna be like, you know, I'm not gonna, like, get mad at him over, like, what he thinks about, like, a video game story. So, ah, shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, the story of Stellar Blade is not really that great, but I wouldn't really call it woke. It's just kind of copy and paste. I mean, it's a rip-off of Nier, so yeah. But everyone's playing this game for a very specific reason. Dude, where are the camps, honestly? I can't even save right now. Which is very annoying. I wish this game had manual saves. That would be nice. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. You've got great. Yeah, true. Very true. Oh, bro, really? What the fuck, man? Oh, okay, I'll probably just continue it, but let me read these. Gaming is woke and shit does seem to be the case these days. DAP. Oh, what's DAP? I don't know who that is. Is that the son of DSP? What's your next video going to be about? So my next video is going to be a response to someone saying, gaming isn't dying, you're just boring, so, you know, a shill for modern gaming. But, yeah, that one I'm gonna do. And then the next one after that is actually probably gonna be pretty funny. I probably have plenty to... yeah, no, I don't think you meant DSP, you meant DAP. You meant DAP, dude. But anyway, let's see. And then the one after that will be about it's from some guy called Eric DeBonks. He's like a raging leftist soy boy, kind of like Tipster. But it's about the Hunter Schafer in the Zelda movie or whatever, where, you know, he shills for Hunter Schafer. So yeah, there we go. That one should be pretty funny. I'll probably have a lot of that video will probably be pretty funny. So I feel like a lot of people wouldn't have bought this game if the gameplay wasn't good. That's why First Descendant is flopping. I mean, the gameplay is pretty decent, but, you know, I will say the best part of the game is pretty obvious. It's the women. Like, let's be real, dude. Which, it is a pretty good part of the game, so yeah. But, you know. Oh, wow, right on cue, it looks like Synth is playing Death Stranding. How nice. But anyway, I'm gonna get off, so, yeah. I will be ending the stream, so... Hope everyone has a good night and shit, but yeah. I'll probably not be streaming tomorrow. I'll probably be working on a video, and it'll probably be the case the next day as well. But once I get out those 2 videos, I'll start working on, I'll start playing more of this game, so that way, you know, I can work on the Nikke DLC review, but yeah. Yeah, see Nova Prospect Combine and NY Gaming, and yeah, we was walking. Yeah, see Alex vs. Evil, so yeah. But yeah, I'll see everyone, I guess, I don't know, when the video comes out. Hopefully it is, hopefully those videos that I'm planning provide plenty of entertainment. I definitely think the second one will provide more. I'm sure I'll probably rage more in the first video, but the second one will probably be, you know, pretty funny overall. But yeah, I'll see you. Yeah, it was kind of a doomer stream. I was very doomer throughout it. But yeah, that is how it be. But yeah, I'll see everyone later, so yeah.